great concern, and with good reason.
So we all remember those certain scenes and episodes from the cartoons we watched as kids that had no business being as scary as they were. For example, the SpongeBob episode when Wormy turned into a butterfly or when the Powerpuff Girls accidentally time traveled to a future ruled by him and all of their loved ones turned old and decrepit. Maybe you remember King Ramsay's curse from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Return the slab, or suffer my curse.
But if that didn't do it for you, maybe the scene from Invader Zim where he literally stole a kid's eyeballs did. Or may we offer the Large Marge scene from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, which isn't a cartoon, but keep this in mind. All this to tell you guys that we're keeping the torch of randomly traumatizing the next generation burning bright. Get excited for some nightmares. Hello everyone, we are Apartment D Films, a stop-motion animation studio. Capping off the spooky season, this week we're going to talk about how we had the wonderful pleasure of animating a particularly terrifying scene for the final premiere of Nickelodeon's Middlemost Post. One that will scare unsuspecting children for many years to come. Here's how we did it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell so you're alerted about our future videos, and let's get into it. Now for those of you who are wondering what Middlemost Post is, it's Nickelodeon's first original animated show in, at the time of recording this, 6 years. This episodic series created by John Trebeck III is about Parker the Rain Cloud, Angus the shipwrecked sailor, and Russell the magic walrus who established the postal service for the people of Mount Middlemost, thus the name Middlemost Post. And while this series is 2D animated, there are some stop-motion elements sprinkled throughout which we've had the honor of animating. But when they asked us to animate something for this particular Halloween special, More Scary Stories to Tell Your Cloud, we knew we had to pull out the big guns. Remember when we were talking about the iconic Large Marge moment from Pee-wee's Big Adventure? Well, in the development stage, it was discussed that they were really inspired by the scene and wanted to incorporate the same spooky vibes for this episode. So you know what we did? We actually brought on one of the stop-motion animators from Pee-wee's Playhouse to animate these shots. Everyone, meet Rich Zim, whose impressive breadth of work also includes Nightmare Before Christmas, Coraline, James and the Giant Peach, The SpongeBob Movie, Gumby, Pee-wee, Robot Chicken, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Uncle Grandpa, and that's not even all his work. He's basically a legend. But before we can get the ball rolling, we need to know what's going on with the scene. For some context, the episode is about the characters telling scary stories to each other. One of those stories being about how Angus ate some bad meat and now Parker and Mr. Meat Vendor have to exorcise the bad meat demon out of him. What we had to animate was a possessed Angus screaming at the two of them, a cow growing out of his mouth, his body breaking into meat chunks being set on fire, and then the cow eating said burnt meat chunks before barfing Angus back up. We promise it'll make sense when you see it. By the way, massive props to Fernando Puig for storyboarding these scenes and making our job a lot easier. After the boards were approved, we got started right away. Now Zim is a mad genius when it comes to clay animation. For this project, he worked with a team of fabricators to come up with major replacement parts akin to keyframes in 2D animation, then worked to blend between the replacements by hand sculpting in-betweens on a downshooter. Since the Angus body explodes shortly after the beginning of this, we actually animated the shot in reverse, starting with how the cow head is puking Angus back up. A thick Sharpie was used to draw on the cracks when Angus's body starts to explode. Then as the cow is maniacally laughing, Zim scattered the little clay bits around and swapped them out for raw beef. That's right, full-on uncooked beef. Yeah, we have a knack for animating gross things here at Apartment D. After the raw beef was placed on the downshooter, Zim swapped them out for a plate of cooked beef and continued through the movement just as the cow head had eaten all of the cooked beef, using a big move to seamlessly match up the end of the shoot with the first frame captured. And finally, this bounced over to Sean for VFX and compositing. At this stage, a morphing effect was added to smoothly transform the images of raw beef into cooked beef, plus a ton of fire, Sean's specialty. With all that said and done, what you are left with is something that we think will follow children's nightmares for many years to come.
Showing great concern, and with good reason.
Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to check out all of the wonderful artists who had a hand in making this nightmare fuel. Their socials will be tagged in the description below. And of course, have a happy and safe Halloween, and we'll see you next time.